Hello, we are María Eugenia Ramírez Rodríguez, Eduardo Salazar Salas, and Oscar Uriel Núñez Robles, and we're going to talk about our PIA, which is about Corona Extra. So, for starters, we need to know who Corona Extra is right now. So, Corona Extra is a beer company that started in 1925, but started their advertisement and commercials in 1935, and since then it became one of the most sold beers in Mexico. In 1955, it expanded their marketing options when they acquired Club Deportivo Toluca and started the edification of right now the Nemesio 10, which is a soccer stadium in Estado de Mexico. And then they also sponsored Club Santos years later and have been present in all of the different club success until right now. In 1976, they started selling and exporting their beers to the United States, and nowadays it is considered one of the most marketable beers in the world.
Okay, so now with the shopping behavior of the customer, well, what Corona wants to communicate to its consumers is a fun, positive attitude and a beach lifestyle, and it shows a relaxed image with which its consumers can identify. A recent study to Mexicans showed that what they spend most on is non-alcoholic beverages such as water, coffee, and soft drinks, to which $43 of every $100 is spent, followed by beers, which represents 17%. Now here, the main moments in which it is enjoyed with this drink vary according to age. Here we have three stages, which is Centennials, Millennials, and Generation X. In the Centennials, over the age of 18, they drink beer mostly at night, mainly to have fun. Millennials, as well as the Centennials, it is also at night when they usually drink beer, and the main reason is to relax. The Generation X, or over 40 years old, they drink beer more often in the afternoon or during the meal. They even consider it a complement to it. Now, here we have some strategies for sales that Corona did in their company. Different marketing tools were determined, seeking that the customer will not only identify with your brand, but also prefer it to others already positioned in the market. As part of the Corona campaign, it held an event attended by more than 1,000 attendees to celebrate its 90 years. Another of the strategies that Corona uses a lot is to be a sponsor of sporting events. In this case, in Mexico, it is the official sponsor of a soccer championship. As we already said, they also have a stadium in Estado de Mexico. Now here we have three of the main strategies that Corona uses. The first one is the presentation. In its product, we can identify that the image of its drink is different. Its transparent container stands out from the other beers, and its ingredients are of the best quality, and they must not hide the fact that it is so. Then we have the price, that it seeks to maintain competitiveness with other brands, not only based on generating a cost for the content of this product, but also for the publicity and image that Corona Extra has. Now for the advertising, Corona is one of the main sponsors of major musical events, as well as of many sports events.
Okay, so now it is important to talk about the different client relationship tools Corona might have used in order to engage with their clients and actually have a great relationship with them in order to keep their loyalty. So first off, you need to have a great customer service. A study done by a Square company that does different studies with different clients and suppliers in the business industry show that 63% of people surveyed valued customer service as the number one thing to have or maintain loyal customers. The other thing is personalizing the service without compromising the rest of the delivery, which might give an added value to the service, that is extending or delivering early or a little bit later accepting payments. It might depend on the client. And lastly, you need to have an active communication, status checkups, and feedback service so you can make the client feel secure and confident about your service. And it is considered one of the golden rules in sales.
A step for Salesforce, One of the main sales of Coronas is still embedded in Motorama and establishments, but in order for an establishment to be able to sell alcohol, it must have a license issued by the municipal or state authority. But Article 2270 of the General Health Law establishes is that alcoholic beverages that contain alcohol in a proportion of 2% and up to 55% by volume are the ones that are available to the public, and any other that contains higher proportion may not be marketed. Due to situations like this, they are forced to follow certain steps imposed by the government, but without altering their way of selling so they don't lose market. The next one is sales force structure. Is contained by three steps: sales force, motivation, and evaluation. Sales force, the main way that Corona sells their beers is through modoramas and convenience stores, little stores, groceries, warehouse, and family restaurants that are very local, also called pymes. Motivation, Modorama was initially created so owners could continue to operate during pandemic lockdowns when people could not shop in person. And the last one, evaluation, Group Modelo has an overall rating of 3.8 out of 5 based on more than 531 reviews.
So to summarize, what we talked about in this presentation is the shopping behavior that Corona used, which is analyzing the market and the different tendencies according to each age group, and basing your sales strategy from there. Steps for Salesforce, which is what to do for your Salesforce and what they need to accomplish and the tools they need in order to make things happen. Strategies for sales. So as mentioned before, establishing a series of steps and projects to successfully gain and maintain clients. And finally, client relationships, which is the essential way of establishing a bond with your clients and ensuring ongoing purchases.
Thank you.